What's going on, guys? Dyslexic Doodlebob here, back with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. I know I am. If you are, be sure to press the like button, because today, and today only, I'm going to be giving away merch to 5 people who like the video and then send me a screenshot of them liking the video on Instagram. I'll ask for your size, your address, all that stuff, and I'll send 5 people merch who press the like button. So if I were you, I would do that. Anyways, guys, today we're going to be talking about the time this kid's mom got absolutely roasted. A lot of you guys were asking me to tell more stories about when I worked at the movie theater, so that's exactly what I'm going to do, alright? This is a story about a Karen getting obliterated with the wrath of 1,000 suns, alright? Like, to be honest, if a supernova happened, a star literally exploded, and all of its energy was focused into one blast, it might have actually been just about, maybe even, with the absolute ownage that you're about to hear happen to a Karen, alright? So, yeah, without further ado, buckle your seatbelts and get ready for a wild ride. Press the like button, because we're getting into it in 3, 2, 1. So I've only had about 2 normal jobs in my life, and one of them was at a movie theater, and for some reason, whenever I would fight with the managers or make the shift leader mad, I would get stuck in concessions, which I really hated because it meant I had to deal with people all day, and I just hated dealing with people. But one good thing is that Derek, the owner of the theater, was usually in concessions, and me and him ended up becoming pretty good friends. He, I guess, used to be like really into Halo, and I used to play a lot of Halo, so we would have conversations and just kind of bonded over video games and being nerds, because most people there were afraid to talk to him because he owned the theater. And Derek had a problem called TMM, which is too much money, meaning that he really didn't care, alright? He owned the theater because he thought it was a fun thing to do. Like, that's the level of wealth that this Derek guy had. And Derek and I were pretty chill, and for the most part, if anyone was mean to his workers unnecessarily, or anyone freaked out for no reason, then Derek would be like, yo, get out. Like, you don't get to treat my workers like that. So it was pretty nice to be really on good terms with Derek, because he would always have your back in the event of anything going down, and on top of that, it's just nice to be friends with the owner of where you work, because it means you can kind of get away with more than the average bear, you know? So anyways, whenever anyone would be mean, like I said, Derek would have our back. And today I was working concessions, and I was just really not in the mood. I had just broken up with a girl that I was actually pretty into, so I was kind of in a pissed off mood already. Like, I'll admit that right away, I definitely wasn't absolutely golden. But this woman walks in, and I can tell immediately by her demeanor that she is a 100% Karen. You can tell by the way they walk, alright? They walk with this attitude of, I think I'm really important, like, I think I'm the first lady, I'm married to the president of the United States, but in reality, he's just an accountant, you know? Like, that's the attitude they carry themselves with. And for some reason, they always do this really annoying thing where, like, you've been to this theater 30 times and they still take 20 minutes to decide if they want popcorn, and the answer is always, yes, they want popcorn, but they'll text everyone else who's coming and make sure that they want popcorn, only to just get the same amount of popcorn anyways. And it's like, that's just what Karens did in this theater, alright? And my patience for the day is already pretty low. So I see this lady walk in looking like an absolute Karen. May I speak to your manager? Haircut on at the ready to just ruin my day, ready to come in and just scream at me until there's no tomorrow. And I can feel it. And honestly, I was kind of in the mood to get into an argument. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm not putting up with any Karen crap today. If she tries to pull any, can I have popcorn with no butter, but extra butter with no carbohydrates with an extra 5? Then, like, I'm just not in the mood today. I'm not. And I made the conscious decision that if this Karen tried to do anything mean or just act entitled at all, I just wasn't gonna put up with it today. And this wasn't me saying I was gonna go out of my way and be mean, alright? I already been working for a couple hours, and for the most part, if everyone was nice, then I was nice back. I was just like, I'm not in the mood to get walked all over today. I just really was not. So the Karen comes up to my counter and she says, hey, your popcorn says that it's, I don't know, $8 for a large. I don't remember the exact prices, but she basically says, it says it's $8 for a large, right? And I was like, yep, that's what it says, you know, like, sure. And if you have questions about the prices, that's fine. But at the same time, lady, yes, it says $8 right next to large popcorn, which would mean it costs $8. Like, you think we put a typo on the sign and, oh, you tricked us, man. Now that you asked about it, it's only $6, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, it's $8 for a large. You know, I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to fight, but like, if she pulls some Karen stuff, it's going to go down. And she puts her hands on the hips and she looks at me and says, well, I need you to lower the price. And I'm like, what? Listen, lady, you see the sign says $8. You asked me if it's $8. I said yes. The price is $8. I'm not gonna lower the price. So I kind of like look at her, I'm like, what do you mean you need me to lower the price? And she says, well, I see movies in this theater all the time, and I feel like there should be a loyalty for me coming here all the time where my large popcorn should only cost $4. So let me get this straight, Karen. Let me get this straight. You come here all the time, meaning that you've seen the price a multitude of times. You've bought a large popcorn before, and yet for some reason you're like, I watch movies here, so therefore my popcorn should be cheaper. And this is something that people don't get about theaters. Theaters don't make any money off ticket sales. Literally the only way they make money is off popcorn and candy and all that stuff. Like, that's literally it. So I'm kind of looking at her like, no, I can't lower the price, you know, to $4 for a large popcorn. And even if, like, I could lower the price, you want 50% off because you see a movie a week? Like, what? I wish discounts were that good. Are you kidding me? Postmates would literally have to give me everything I order for like 75% off. I order Postmates like 3 times a day. I wish that's how it worked. Yes, I see a movie here once a week, therefore everything is now 50% off. So I kind of tell her no, and I try to do it nicely. I really try to be like, hey, you know, I can't lower the price of popcorn. I just work here. There's nothing I can do about it. Now, if any of you have ever worked in retail or had a job, you understand how telling Karens no usually goes, all right? I see the "may I speak to your manager" haircut furl up a little bit. Like, you know the lizards that when they get scared, the things on their neck like come out and they like shoot blood out of their eyes and chase things? Yeah, that's basically what her haircut does. It pops out and I see it. I can see in her head that she's about to ask for it. And I'm like, and you know, I don't think my manager's going to be able to do anything about it either. And she's like, well, let me speak to your manager because you don't want to be very helpful. I can't believe you would be so disrespectful to a loyal customer. Disrespectful? Disrespectful because I'm not going to give you free popcorn, lady? Yes, let me change the price so we lose money on all the popcorn we give you. Here, do you want free movie tickets while we're at it? And you know, like I said, I just wasn't in the mood to deal with Karen, so I'm like, all right, I'll go get my manager. But I know if she tries to throw me under the bus or do anything, then I'm going to defend myself to the fullest extent of the law, all right? I might have taken jujitsu when I was 6 years old, but trust me, I can still roundhouse kick a woman with a "may I speak to your manager" haircut, no problem. So I go in the back and I'm looking for my manager and I don't see anyone, but I see Derek. And because he owned the theater, he really didn't really care very much about, you know, his presentation. Derek was wearing shorts and a t-shirt and he's in the back and I'm like, hey man, this girl's giving me a really hard time because she wants half off popcorn because she sees a movie once a week. I don't know what to do. She's asking to speak to the manager. Can you help me out? And Derek looks at me and he goes, she wants half off popcorn because she's seen movies here before? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, give me a second. So I go back out and Derek comes out behind me wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and this lady instantly loses it. She's like, this is not your manager. What, did you just go grab a random moviegoer? This is not your manager. That's it. I'm calling the owner. I'm gonna get his number. Give me the number to corporate. Give me all of this. Like, I can't believe that you guys would be so unprofessional. Do you really think you're gonna get away with this, young man? You think that you can just go grab a random patron and try to convince me he's his manager? Do I look stupid? And I'm just kind of like, lady, this is my manager, like, he's in charge. I don't know what you want me to do. And she is laying into me. And at one point, she starts calling me a moron who's never gonna amount to anything, and like, I'm pathetic, and she can't believe that people this stupid are allowed to work here. Keep in mind, all this because I didn't want to give her half off popcorn. And I can take like a lot of insults, all right? But I'm starting to get fed up, and I can roast better than this lady can, all right? Trust me, I came out of the womb roast at the ready. I don't want to tell her that her eyes are too far apart. I don't want to tell her that the Great Wall of China looks less thick than her eyebrows. Like, I'm not really trying to go in on this lady, okay? So at this point, when I'm getting insulted and yelled at, Derek has had enough, and he's kind of listening to it all, and he goes, ma'am, you're right. I'm not the manager. I am the owner of this establishment, and I don't care if you're a regular here. You're not going to speak to my workers like that and get half off popcorn. So how about you leave and never come back to this establishment? And this makes Karen rage. She not only hit the "may I speak to your manager" trump card, he reverse karate chopped her entire soul in half. She said, let me speak to the manager. He smirked, grabbed her fist, and said, bitch, I'm the owner. So she starts talking about how I know that you're not the owner because I know the owner. And he's like, oh, you know the owner. You know the owner. Then who's the owner? And she's like, it's not you. And he's like, okay, well then who's the owner? Please tell me who's the owner because I own this and I don't know about any other owners. And at this point, she's starting to like, she kind of brushes Derek off and she's ignoring him and she keeps laying into me. And I kind of look at Derek and he just gives me like this thumbs up, or he doesn't thumbs up, but like, you know the look when you're with the boys and like you can tell that they're trying to do some dumb stuff and you kind of give them like the nod, like the slight upward head movement that means go for it. And I'm like, oh, Naruto Shippuden, my hands have been unleashed. I may now go in with the wrath of 1,000 suns. So she's still laying into me about how I'm an absolute moron, and I just kind of look her in the eyes and I say, I'm sorry that everyone on the PTA hates you and your husband's cheating on you, but if you could please refrain from calling me a moron because you want half off popcorn, I would really appreciate it. I don't know if you know how economics work, okay? But companies can't give you half off because you come here once a week. That loses money, and once a week really isn't that much of a frequent flyer, all right? I have people in here every day. I literally would see people every day coming in to the same movie theater. so you're not a giant regular to me. And if you keep calling me an idiot, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do, but it would be a real shame if some spit got in your popcorn the next time you came in, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that just be such a shame? And the look on her face is like flabbergasted, and she looks at Derek and she goes, oh, so you're just gonna let your employees speak to me like that? And Derek looks at her and goes, ma'am, you said I'm not the owner and that you knew the owner, so you're more than welcome to call the owner that you know so well and get him fired if you feel like he's actually justified in doing so. And at this point, she realizes she's caught, all right? She does not know the owner because I'm standing right next to him. She can't do anything about me because my owner just heard her tear into me and call me an idiot for about 5 minutes straight. And she like looks at me and looks at Derek and looks back at me and looks at Derek. And it was almost like, you ever seen a zebra get bitten by a crocodile when it was at the watering hole? Like that's the look on her face. She looks absolutely shocked. And she grabs her purse in a huff and says, I'm taking my business elsewhere. And she turns around, and I couldn't help but throw one more dig in, and this one was probably a little bit unnecessary. And I said, also, you walk like a man. From the back, I honestly thought you were an Olympian. And she looks back and is like, how dare you? And then storms out and never came back. Moral of the story, guys, I'm gonna teach you a little secret. If you're dealing with people that work in retail or are working at a movie theater, we're a lot more likely to help you out if you're nice, you know? The second you come in screaming at me, calling me an idiot who's never gonna amount to anything because I won't give you half off popcorn, you're not gonna get what you want. But if you're like, hey man, is there any way you could like knock $1 off, then I'll probably see what I can do because at least you're being nice. Moral of the story is, being a Karen always makes you take the L, and you will get roasted. I actually do kind of miss my movie theater job. Don't get me wrong, the managers were jerks, but Derek, the owner, was a super chill guy. Like, I'm gonna be honest, working for that movie theater, I've never had worse managers, but the owner was the coolest dude I ever hung out with, and I actually still talk to Derek every now and then. He's pretty hype with this whole YouTube thing, and I think he watches my videos, so if you are, what's up, dude? How you doing? On that note, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the video, and be sure to send me a screenshot of you with the like button pressed to try to win some merch. Today's notification shout out goes to the one, the only KI9GTS. I don't know how I would say that, but appreciate you for having notifications on. If you want a notification shout out, all you gotta do is turn on notifications. I tell somebody out every day. But on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure you're hot, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.